Well, as you can see, of course, I have to have some bacon today, and we are going to go ahead and make a ham. I went ahead and scored it. Basically, it's the same diamond pattern. We just, cut in one direction and another angle cut through. And that gives, as far as the fat is concerned. Now, this one's already cooked, but it will still do the same way and do it. Actually, I think a nectarine glaze is what we're going to do today. I did go ahead and just pour the leftover bacon grease over top of it. Just gives it another layer of flavor, I found. And then we'll be working on the glaze after a while. This takes about over 2 hours, 2.5 hours for it to cook. So we'll be getting to the glaze later. Okay, right now, since the ham's still cooking, actually I put a little bit of peaches in here since I had some left over. Getting ready to do, as far as nectarines, I do peel them first and then go ahead and chop them. I got a couple plums. I haven't decided if I'm going to use one of those in it too, just for the tartness. I prefer doing it with all peaches, but actually wound up I didn't have a whole bunch of peach. I'm going to put just a little bit of lemon juice in there, and I'll add some butter. I always have lemons handy, needless to say. I'm going to put a little bit of butter in there to start the saute. And I do enjoy my butter, that's for sure. So, we're going to let that, and then we'll add as far as the brown sugar is concerned. Because what is a ham glaze without some brown sugar? This actually works good as a ice cream topping too. Just gives it a little bit extra fruitiness and sweetness that is absolutely marvelous. So I'm going to let that do. I'm going to cut up those 2 nectarines and then we'll get back to that. Okay, so I have done a peach. I chopped it up. I have gotten about 1.5 nectarines in there because I sort of ate the other half nectarine. And I do apologize for the sound of the air vent. Of course, with me cooking bacon, of course, it was set off the smoke alarm. This is how I wake my children up, is by cooking bacon and letting it cause the smoke alarm to go off, and gee, they're up and at them and ready for the bacon. That's how they know. Now what I'm going to do, I'm letting this cook down some. Now when it reaches this point, it's good for a topping. As a glaze, I like it a little bit mushier, so it will slide on a little bit more. I'm not real fond of the real chunks if I'm going to glaze. Now you can always wait until the ham's done. When you get to serve it, you put it over it, which is really, really good too. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to actually mash it a little bit. But right now I'm going to add just a little tiny bit of cinnamon, of course. That's what is peaches with a little bit of cinnamon. This is actually really good over pancakes too. I'm not a pancake fan, but oh God, that smells really, really, really good right now. You will see that some people use like cooking sherry and stuff like that in here, and I'm not really fond of alcohol, so therefore I really don't. I use a little extra butter if I need to make it a little thinner. I've even been known to use a little cream, and that will help it too. So I'm going to let this cook down, probably add a little bit more butter, and then I will show you when I mash it up. Okay, it's bubbling. Is it blubbling? I'm just going to squish just a little bit, just to make it a little bit smaller. And don't freak out, I know it's a metal utensil on a non-stick surface. Calm down, I'm not going to scratch it. This just, oh God, it smells so good. I could just like literally eat it, or even on crepes. I hadn't tried that before. I love making crepes. Actually, crepes are extremely easy. Got a little different texture than just pancakes and the normal stuff. So I do like making crepes to add a little variety. And as you see, if you mash it up, then you get a little bit more better consistency as far as putting it on as a glaze. Okay. Now, as everybody knows, I don't measure much. So I'm going to put some brown sugar in here. And right now I'm just using light brown sugar. And I guess about a third of a cup, half cup, third of a cup, quarter of a cup. I just sort of put it in there, see where we go, and then I can make that decision as far as whether I want to add more. And I know some of y'all purists out there going, oh my goodness, she didn't shift the brown sugar before she put it in. Okay, it melts. I'm not a big one. Guess what? Got lumps. I can squish them out. Might add a little bit more cinnamon. This is, I mean, you can just see. That is just amazing. And taste. Heaven. I put just a little bit more cinnamon right now. And you can set this aside. You can go ahead and make it. Set it aside. God, I gotta taste it again. I'm sorry. It's just really, 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 really good. Peaches, the nectarines. I didn't put a plum. I'm so tempted to put in plum, but it's a little late now. And yes, this is how I make mashed potatoes too. Yes, I do it by hand. I don't use a machine. I don't even know if you could even find these anymore. This wonderful little masher I've had probably for about 30, 35 years. But this bubbly goodness is absolutely delectable. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this up about a couple more minutes and then put some of it as a glaze on my ham, which, if you see where I've already cut, wow, that fogged up, sorry about that. Let me unfog you a minute. You see how scoring it has already caused it to the typical ham design that people see. I wish I had picked up some pineapple. That'd be absolutely perfect. So that works out great when I put this glaze over top of it for it to seep down into the ham itself. Yeah, as you can see, it's nice and scored and diamond. I'm going to take a little bit of the glaze, start working it in. Let me turn this over too. Usually I can do this with two hands, but since I'm holding the camera, it's a little more difficult, and I apologize for that. But you get the idea. I'm just going to work that over. About every half hour, I come in here and just put a little bit more. I'm still going to save some for when I serve it. And we might even have some left over for some crepes or pancakes, whatever the kids want to do. That just adds a beautiful glaze to this wonderfully scored. See that I was half asleep when I scored it. I'm amazed it even turned out like that. But you get the idea. So, probably next time you see that, it will be completely done. And here you have the finished ham. Nice wonderful glaze, crunchy on the outside, and delicious. So, that in a nutshell is how to do a nectarine or peach glaze for your holiday ham. So everybody enjoy Labor Day. Thanks.